Knockmar Canyon that we will be coming through.
We'll see you in there.
Yeah. Alright.
I'll see you in hell.
LeBron James.
I like how you looked at me for a second.
Wait,
Kind of like in that, just like, you cheering to shit?
If anyone wants to play, like, act out as the tide, they can sit on Skylar.
I need a fucking cigarette.
Honey, you're made of plants. You'll literally catch yourself on fire.
Oh?
We just need to start growing tobacco on her.
I guess we are.
No, that's not canon. So it'd be nice to...
Feels weird. Feels weird being relieved in this cave. Feeling relieved in this cave.
For a change, yes.
Yeah.
Hope the others find their way back. Alright, and then they need to make that detour. That would be fine.
Manage. It would be difficult to get lost along Knockmar Canyon.
It's a pretty straightforward shot, yes.
Yeah, they didn't split off like too far behind anyway, so.
Correct.
Almost home.
And I don't see plumes of smoke in the distance, which means people didn't light the town on fire while we were away.
Or they did, and it's already gone out.
I'm just overjoyed we didn't get savaged by bandits on the road.
Yeah.
Ah, yes,
I guess you guys know. I guess you guys know the life of a nomad. Constant walk. Constant walk.
Fair.
Yeah, see, walking on these
Yeah.
My seat is a bit weird.
I'll just get some painkiller, that's fine.
You should rest
Put
your
you,
legs too.
put you in the wheelchair for a day. With the car experience.
Would you like a rest? Would you like some?
No, I'll be fine. Just looking.
They're coming along. If they fall behind, it's not as if they're going to get lost on their way to town unless something extraordinary happens.
We can manage themselves.
Hmm.
Now that we're back, I'll be turning to my office.
I'm sure you have.
Inform Wolfric and
I'm sure you have quite a.
all of the paperwork.
Yes. Hopefully, he is feeling a bit better than when we had departed.
It is.
Hello. Coming along quite nicely, she is.
I was saying I didn't notice mushrooms on the last Christmas we had, but quite interesting. Guess it makes sense
Considering that
considering she liked her mushrooms.
she liked mushrooms, and for a time there were some that had started growing a bit out of their hand that I remember they tried to remove them one time, but well, it seems that seems to be the more affinity of their particular flora.
Everyone come back home safe.
For the most part, there's a few that took a slight detour, but they are within the region. They are perfectly fine.
That's good.
How
Shepard
is-
Body came back as well. They seem fine. They're talking to Miss Ova in the town hall right now.
I'm just walking on these
How is Claire?
Oh,
Well,
how
just
is she?
judged by looking, it seems to be good. The fact that the bud has grown and it hasn't lost any of its color. It is still healthy, which means that there's no signs of anything going wrong. I would assume.
Winthrop has been tending to her.
That's good.
Well, that certainly would help, yes.
Bonjour, Kai. Welcome back in town. It's good to see you doing well. Sorry for us being away. There's things that need dealing with. Completions. Away from.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure you don't.
But I am ready to give a full report on the pirate movements and ship counts and terrain when needed.
Good. Thank you.
I must go get some food. Call for me if needed. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Actually, now that I
I
notice,
bet you missed a certain someone, didn't ya?
I have no idea what you're talking about. That said,
Oh, not a certain paladin guy. Ah, he hasn't seen you in a little bit. I bet he's gonna come running like a puppy when he sees you.
that is completely unnecessary, Layla, and you know that.
Uh-huh. Oh, but you know, your flowers are kinda cute, so...
That said, I thought it was a bit of a trick of the light while we were walking back, but I noticed that it's actually a bit more apparent. Were you always... did you always have this many streaks in your hair?
What are you talking about?
I
Tricks in my hair.
I remember there being more primarily orange with just a little bit of white. This seems a bit more
Is it spread or
pronounced.
something? Is that what's going on?
It's practically all the way around, but there's a part on the front that's almost solid white with only a hint of orange.
Oh. I need to find a mirror. I'm gonna go home to check it out and maybe I can hide it or fix it or do something about it. Well,
You
thank you
should-
for letting me know, of course.
You should
Yeah.
you should definitely take a look.
Yeah, I did not think it would spread further if you're saying that it's... thank you. I'll see you later. Thank you for this.
Yeah.
Hi, Eva. I'll talk to you later.
Well, almost everybody is back. There's a few that had lingering matters they wanted to cover a little bit further out of town, but they aren't far behind. can safely
I see.
say that the Earth Guard have been dissuaded from pursuing their more aggressively active stances. Though we don't exactly know what was offered to them by Scorn to get them to act out in this way in the first place. But they were being directly spoken to, at least that faction.
I see. Yeah. Well, that's at least one good bit of good news. Can't say that the first I got was even better.
And unfortunately, I didn't hear any bit of information about the matter that you and Arya had been asking me about, either from them or on the way there or back.
I see.
Granted, I couldn't really linger in any one location for a prolonged period of time, so I can't say if that was a matter of the right people being around that would know, or if it just would have required more time than I actually had because we couldn't stay in one place for too long given the length of travel we had.
Thank you for trying, though.
If the one you wanted me to speak to before I was departing is around and I am still free, I will endeavor to try to have a word with them, but I do not know how much I can necessarily provide. Though maybe they will have a different perspective that might help enlighten me on what I could potentially do for them.
I'll definitely see how it goes.
Yeah.
They've, well, I think they're still around, but I haven't really seen much of them since then. So it's been a little quiet on their end, but I don't think they've gone very far.
Something tells me if they really desperately need that interaction, they will probably find their way, one way or another. If they are at least the kind of person that I am being led to believe they are, they'll find their way.
More than likely, yes.
But for the very least, for the time being, one piece has been removed from the board from being an active point of concern. That's the best that we can. That's the best we can do. They're still around. They're still motivated for their purpose, but well, not to the point that they're willing to outright tilt any powers balance between anybody.
Right. Well, that's at least one. I said one piece. However, we still. The king is still in play. And I'm sure, and he has many other pieces on the board left to get rid of.
I've been told you all made aware of certain things.
Yes, quite. They told me this. They told me this morning what you discovered. At least the brief part. We'll then try to have a council meeting to
Yeah.
discuss the details.
I'll be there.
Regardless, that is likely the most I can personally contribute in this matter. That was my particular region of expertise. I've done my part. I'll see what else I can do to help with things, but it might have to be up to other people at this point. Especially if it deals with any who are less likely to solve their disagreements with primarily words. there was a duel to prove one's convictions for protecting what we care about. Miss Frey handled that for us.
It's off eyes. He used to be in the military.
Yeah,
Nice timing.
but yeah.
Greeting.
Look well.
Started on the...
We might need some supplies, some wood, and some tools just to help us fix the masts later.
We are here.
Hold on, what?
This isn't bad for you.
Experience flying. Gary.
Yes, you were right. It's
I
definitely
honestly
widening.
hadn't noticed it previously, at least. I had just taken note because again, I just thought it was the way that the sun was hitting it on the way back. But it's not even light out, really, and it's still the same. Do you know what is causing that?
Oh, yeah, it's just, sometimes, not every winter, but sometimes I get a bit of a winter coat. I don't often get it, though. It's kind of a more rare than not rare, and my hair tends to whiten. Usually not as much, though. And besides, I mean, we're in the dead of winter. I thought that it wasn't gonna happen this year because, well,
Is there
it's very late.
Is there a reason that it's uncomfortable?
It doesn't hurt or is uncomfortable in any way other than...
It seems like it's uncomfortable to you in a not in a physical matter. That's more what I'm asking.
You're right. It does bother me. I just look like one of my parents. I don't go very well along with him. You know what I'm saying.
No, I understand the issue now.
Yeah.
Familial resemblance or not, I strongly doubt that a change of color to your hair is going to change the fact that you are nothing like they are. And, worst case, if it's turning white, that means it is the easiest color of all to dye to literally anything else if you truly want it to not look like that for a bit.
Who knows? I might dye it purple. But that would be a little weird.
You'd also have probably a bit of a hard time finding enough purple pigments.
In the winter. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But that said, like I said, there are ways that you can go about it, but realistically, I understand the distress, but I also do think that even if it came down to standing side by side for whatever reason, that people would be more just worried about your well-being. They wouldn't be worried about, oh, they look a bit similar or something. Those who know, know. And I would assume that those who are aware are also aware of how you feel.
Yeah.
They wouldn't
I believe
twist
so.
they wouldn't twist a knife or rub salt in the wound. It's
I
already
hope so.
it would already be causing you distress as it is.
Yep. Hey. Thank you for this.
Of course.
I think I needed a little bit of that. Some encouragement. Do you even look it looks good? Do you think it looks good even?
I mean, it is from a way that catches the eye and notice. There's a bit of a visual intrigue with the even distribution of it. I don't know why. Something comes to mind, but I don't know. I don't know how to best describe it, but it's like the color pairing is just very nice. Like a gentle color that people would associate, like the fruit orange, and just something sweet on top of it.
Carrot cake.
Carrot. Or you could go with carrot cake too. That's true.
I don't actually want to go with carrot cake.
all right. But either way, it is a natural part of you, and it is not something that defines who you are any more than what clothes you put on in a given day.
I suppose you're right.
You are no different to me if you are dressed like this, if you had your dress from before, if you have your hair up, hair down, short, long. I don't care. You're still Layla.
Oh, that is actually so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
I like seeing you in good
Have you
spirits.
seen your knight already?
I think
Talking
I
about
saw
you.
it. I think I heard them briefly somewhere behind me, but I haven't directly interacted with them. Also, what's this about my... What do you mean by my knight? I don't own him. We're just...
I think someone has a little bit of a string on someone else's heart.
We are just friends. There is nothing going on.
If sure.
If there was, I feel like I would know. He hasn't said anything like that to me.
Why don't you want him to say something like that to you, though, girlie?
There's no need for that, and besides, I doubt it would actually happen. I mean, it's...
And what if it does happen? What are you gonna do then?
I don't know, actually.
Hey, why so suddenly the sad tone? Don't you want that too?
I do. That much is true. I just
what's bothering you?
I don't know if the rest would be a deal breaker over time or not. I don't...
Rest.
I mean, you know, the fact that they would... No one would actually take it seriously beyond this town. They would just look at me like I'm some sort of just novelty or someone who's sick. I mean, you heard it when we went to the Earth Guard group. They thought I was afflicted with an illness worse than even some of theirs were. And by technicality, it is kind of just not debilitating.
Where I come from, most people like me, Biskin, don't make it up into certain roles. I was treated as a little zoo animal. Oh, look at the little ears and look at the little tail and the horns. I say that it doesn't matter. In a sense, you're a very lovely woman. If other people are not willing to take you Slay King! Yeah! Yeah! Go on, King!
What?
I was saying... Don't worry about it.
That is the sassiest dust bunny I've ever seen.
He's really cool. He is really cool. I think you should definitely communicate with him one of these days.
I'll keep that in mind.
But hey, listen. When other people will have other normal people around, you will have him. And he will have you. Doesn't matter what everyone else says.
It's wishful thinking. I can feel whatever way I want. We're good friends.
If you don't feel the same.
We're good friends, but I mean, surely if there was actually something like that, it would have come up by now or something.
Oh, that rascal coward of a little...
I don't think they genuinely have that. They're just a really nice person and wanting to be nice. There's nothing more to it, I'm sure.
There's nothing more to that. No, you're right, sure. Keep on lying to yourself, girly.
I'm not lying, it's my experienced reality. I haven't heard anything like that from them. They care about me as a friend. That's fine. I haven't... There's nothing more to it than that. And
okay, I'll believe you.
That's okay. That it's like that.
One of these nights... Now, I can't exactly offer you to brush your... I cannot say that! No, rephrase. I don't want to brush your hair, your leaves. No, I was about to say that, but then I stopped.
Layla!
I love you, but not that way! I'm saying your hair, I can't brush them. I was gonna say, maybe we can... Wait, would that be cannibalism? Maybe no tea either.
What?
Shit.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on, what are you talking about? Why is...
Cannibalism? I'm trying to, help you here. What do you want?
Why is cannibalism coming up in this conversation? I don't understand.
Is tea considered cannibalism?
No, I can drink tea.
But they're made of... I don't know. Actually, hold on a second. Are you made of leaves? And does that count you being naked, technically?
What the... I'm wearing clothes.
Are they leaves?
But are they part of you, or are they made of leaves? I don't want to know. Never mind. What I'm trying to say is, come to my place for some tea later, today maybe, or whenever you want to have tea, girl. Whatever.
Since you're helping out a bit, I need to let you know, if you haven't been told already, there's probably gonna be a council meeting. There's been some information uncovered that...
When do you think it's gonna happen?
Soon.
I'd prefer to do it soon, because a lot that's come down is important, especially with you guys. Welcome back, by the way. Hope it went well.
It did.
You didn't say welcome back to me.
Yeah, they were there too. She was with us!
Crazy.
I'm just kidding.
Sure.
She hates you and wants you to die. I can't. I'm sorry.
Hey. Well,
But
fine, because I did a bad thing before.
just to tell you, the short answer is
Welcome back.
they've been dissuaded from their increased level of aggressiveness back to their normal.
They were assholes, actually.
Some of
Can
them,
I say it as it is?
okay, some of them,
Most of them were fucking assholes.
some of them were more agreeable than
And
others.
I got to only speak to the shitty ones. I didn't even get to speak to like the chill guy. That was a chill guy.
Well,
And he's
some of
dying, so I'm never gonna see him again. but
some of
that's
them
fine.
also, I mean, they were.
Isn't the truer claim in convincing the stubborn, not the weak-minded?
Ow. Yeah.
Damn.
She's trying to. Sometimes, I mean, she was just trying to get across the idea that some of them were like trying to speak to a brick wall.
Exactly. Precisely. Yeah. They were a little shitty. Most of them.
But-
not all of them.
Question though.
They were.
Actually, to quickly jump back as well, very quickly, I apologize. Do you guys have a person that would like to come and represent? Well, I mean, you were there too, so you'll be there. But will there be anybody else that would like? The fewer the
I
better.
believe
but-
Valerian is going to be
I was
there
gonna
too,
say,
so technically.
Valerian was with us, so if they're already going to be in the meeting, then it might as well come from them. I personally am not a fan of speaking in such environments, so I will respectfully decline any request to speak in that nature.
Okay, that's. Figured I'd throw it out there. I don't know how you guys assigned leadership for it all, so.
No one really was a leader in that regard. We were going in a mutual group. We just had some that were definitely more suited for presenting themselves in particular capacities.
Okay.
There was a guy that was a bit of a like majorly assholey, a little more than the others. That was the leader.
Well, yes, they were
you mean like the other group, yeah.
Of the other group. No, I'm not. I'm talking about us.
Not into us, yeah. I guess Valerian is the leader. I just decided that now.
Yeah. No,
just need
to be quite honest, if Tell is going to be at that meeting, Tell was honestly probably the most well-spoken out of most of us when it came to actually speaking straight to the leader of that particular faction within the Earth Guard, and
Tell strikes me as someone who's very clear-minded and straightforward.
oh yes, no, it's just I've honestly never really been around her for long periods of time that I did not ever get to see her in that capacity.
Make way.
It was refreshingly. Oh.
Oh, my apology, Your Highness.
We're all beneath it. You're all beneath that one.
Actually, I'm above him. I'm like way tall. They're like 2 apples tall.
That's not what they meant, Your Highness.
Hold on, I know how to solve this problem. I know how it worked last time. I know how it worked last time. Here, have a flower. Here, you wanna put a flower? Yeah. Don't eat it. Or do you want to eat it? You're so high.
He's seeing glitter.
You're
now
so
he's
high.
seeing glitter. Guys?
What? What?
They seem
Put him down.
they seem to really like the flowers sometimes. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Damn.
They just want to they just need to have a nice day.
Sorry.
There's like somebody's dogs are just in the distance
Somebody's dog?
freaking out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow up.
The wolves.
Follow up. Is Valerian around? I'd like to see if he knows when he'd like to have this shindig.
I don't know. I believe they're up in the they're up in his office. But I
Did give
have
Bunny
answer.
drug?
Yep.
I gave him a flower.
But
Give
that's
him
by
drug.
straight
Whoa.
tweaking.
Wait, does that mean that if he explodes?
Lemon.
It's glitter. Sparkles.
If
Yes,
they're
does
covered.
anybody also offer
They're,
drugs
they're covered in glitter. It's going to be primarily that. It's not going to do that. At least
Yeah,
it didn't last time.
I mean, there's a first time for everything.
Last time Fern saw a sparkly bunny, it exploded and covered Fern glitter.
Yeah, I am blinking.
Yeah, I mean they were in a mischievous mood that time. I think this one's at least a bit more well behaved.
Apologies, I'm going to go, but hey, Lily, come have some non-cannibalism tea.
There's no cannibalism involved, period! Cannibalism would be if I ate a dryad, because I am a dryad.
You have a very well done anatomy. Just
Stop implying, stop making it weird. I have plants on me. I am not ow, stop. Ow, what? What?
Blunt. Smoke.
Yes, it's fish. Yes, it's fish. It's height. It's good.
If I have something that's burning near me, I will literally light on fire.
Smoke.
Did you not hear the part where I will light on fire?
Fern did.
Do you want the leaves or something? Like...
It's for you.
Yeah.
You don't need light.
Scale issue.
Okay.
Jaren going fall breakneck.
You feeling right, good sir?
Oh. Ow.
Rock on, my crazy guy. Oh god, I love giving drugs to the unsuspecting dust bunnies. Especially the suspecting ones. Because that... They always understand the assignment the moment I tell them, you're going to be so high after you eat this. And they're like, bet. Proceeds to have absolute just freak out. Good to see you all are doing well. Nice and healthy. And you're behaving. Very good. Let's quickly just check by home real quick. Ow. Fuck. My means of vision hate me and want me to die. Alright. Looks like everything is fine and healthy over here. No sudden distress. Let's check on... our little sapling over here. A bit clearer of a space. I wonder if I should try to use a bit of an A and B experiment. Keep track of how things are growing in that particular area compared to the spot outside. Try to narrow down what brings forth the haze, the miasma, and all the spores in the air.
I'm gonna have some rest.
Go for it.
She was a member, so she would be qualified to at least report if that's the case.
Yeah, she's also
She mentioned that she is very, she was one.
The thought of the bureaucracy killed him.
Thank you so dearly, Fern. I'll go see her. Oh, isn't she? Yeah, isn't she? Isn't she? Yeah, isn't she?
Good to know.
Isn't she? Intrigue. Isn't she?
What?
Interested in speaking at the
What about me? Speaking, never mind. No. Yeah, no. Fuck that. The much more well-spoken people than me, and I will literally wilt in that room if I'm in there for...
To be honest, I have no idea what you all are doing. I just know that I'm going to be speaking to give a report on what happened.
It would probably be a good idea, since you are more directly involved with the means of resolution to the issue at hand. As an aside, regarding a matter that we talked about while we were there, I might need a bit more time to make proper preparations and get myself energized from being away for so long, so I will let you know when things are ready.
Take as much time as you need. Do what you need to do.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna be optimistic.
You're feeling better now that we're in town, though, at the least.
A little bit, since I'm closer to there. I stopped by there briefly to check on something, and, well, it was immediately tangible how pleasant it was to be able to duck back in there and just bask I don't know what I don't know what the best word to use here is. Just bask.
Taking the ambiance.
Taking the ambiance, the overabundance of earth mana, you know, the usual.
Yeah. I know Snowball's talked about we need to stop in there every so often, otherwise they get sick. Is it the same sort of thing for you?
Yes. I am. It is one of the biggest things I have noticed about me is that granted, I have less experience than probably she does, in that I very rarely am gone for prolonged periods of time, but I was starting to feel it a little way about a day or two ago on our travels back that I very much wanted to go back in there at the earliest convenience. Equal parts, need equal parts. I feel uncomfortable being away from my regular duties.
That's fair. We should definitely look into figuring out what is it in the Vale that makes you healthier, so that we can make a portable version for long trips.
If I had to hazard a guess, it's likely the very same thing that usually is so disorienting and debilitating to those who are not revitalized by it, which possibly. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that it doesn't affect me in any negative way, so I can only presume that maybe it's because it's positive.
It's a hard thing to test without potentially causing physical harm to you or Snowball.
Precisely, and since it's never been on my mind, I just know that, like, after the whole elk nonsense, I know they had apparently brought me there while I was unconscious, and it just being brought there and dipped into the waters on the Vale side were enough to bring color back to me or something. I can't say for certain, I wasn't awake.
Good to know. If you're ever grievously wounded and stitched up, I'll be sure to carry you over there.
I was gonna say, grievously wounded, whatever they can do to treat, but that might be like the finishing touch. Some other phrase.
That you do your resting in the Vale.
Yes.
After you've been treated.
Very much so. I can just settle down, plant myself on the ground a little bit. I don't know.
We get you a very large pot and put you in there.
I feel like they've actually planted Snowbell in a pot once, and part of me is just like, what the heck? And then I'm also like, what would that be like?
Hello.
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 Are you returning from the trip? I don't remember if you
yes.
okay.
Which one? I'm hearing something about there was more than one that was going on.
Funeral.
Well, I went to go deal with the Vale Guard. Things went well.
Not Vale Guard, Earth Guard. Completely different.
Earth Guard, sorry. I hate that the names are similar. I keep fucking up.
Vale Guard are my associates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that actually. How did that go?
The Earth Guard went well. We
ended amicably. They have agreed to, as they say, chill out. And not be... it's the simplest way to explain it. They aren't going to cause the degree of problems that they have been the last few months.
Yeah, there was a concern that it would turn into a
are you feeling after all that?
Relieved to be back, because it means I can go back into the Vale and get my bearings back. I haven't been away from it for this long in quite a long while, and it's... Whew, I cannot say I'm a fan of it.
Well, I did miss you while you're gone, so I'm glad that you're back.
Thank you. I've been heavily encouraged to
pulling stuff,
think as such by a certain meddling goat.
Well, even if you don't want to fight to the death,
Yeah, I think that meddling goat is poking at me too.
play by any rules.
Yeah, they're saying some really weird things. Don't pay them any mind.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
I think the main reason I won
Hopefully
is that
things were
not use
relative-
his shield despite me wearing a full set of armor.
Oh my god. Hi.
He had a shield, I would have a much harder time.
How are you so quiet walking up?
Kind of considered like.
How do you do that?
Stood to the side so I didn't startle.
Maybe it depends on the
Yeah. Definitely depends.
Definitely worked. Anyways,
Taking it as a handicap.
it went all right.
I hope one day
The
he stops by so I can
desired
take him at
outcome
his,
was
full
achieved
strength.
with
I'd love to see it.
only one act of actual conflict, but it was one for a reasonable purpose, mutually agreed upon as a sort of clash of ideologies. Frey can honestly explain a bit better. They were the one who did it on our behalf.
That would have been very sad if we had to do things the hard way, so to say.
But they are...
So what is the resolution?
Just misguided in how to solve their problems.
returning back to their normal manner of acting and not
I'm not too familiar
making
with it.
plans to immediately
in the Earth Part and such to be able to move
rise
around.
up and cause an even greater disturbance than the ones they had already have recently. They aren't...
So we're gonna have to contact them again soon.
The feud with the,
Potentially.
goes very deep.
There are certainly some that probably could reach out to them easier than others, I will say that much.
But it's good
Oh,
to
it's
see
gonna be
back
needed.
in, good condition.
You need to turn their image around soon.
It's going to be a hard wound to heal.
I mean, they're
If someone
already
stabbed
aware
your
that
mother, then you'd
their
probably
image
be
isn't exactly the
enraged
best.
forever.
Some of them wear it as a badge of pride, personally.
No, I
Wounds
would.
don't heal, they scar.
Fortunately, it's probably gonna get them lynched.
I'm aware.
But eventually, I think things
There's
will be
only so
solved.
much that one can
not.
As for the
It's not
even
any
more than
worse.
the even more than the bounties.
many more trade ships have coming in.
My assumption of
I think you might have heard a week
making them
ago,
a scapegoat was
so
probably
I'll
correct.
reiterate it. There is a PAC trade expedition.
At least you calm them down
coming
before
at some point soon.
an example could be made.
For all I know,
I mean, they are
it changed. Oh yeah, Blake, I don't mind telling you too.
biding their time for now until they can think of a better way to actually get their point across without running afoul of the agreement that was struck in terms of not
in preparation, and they're going
giving
to-
in to the
Details of
violence.
I don't have a date as to when
Again, I wasn't exactly the one who leveraged everything, but it was
I see.
status quo as opposed to
They're probably going to
what
be
Scorn had
more
been
unusual goods to begin with.
encouraging and giving them the means to help
They've been using third
do.
parties, specifically Sunan
A lot of talking.
to be able to go
Yeah.
from everyone, with the war and politics and
mind if I
conflict and such, it's a bit
come as
difficult
well?
to
That it's just
You'll hear it
getting
later.
Oh, alright.
Crimson Corsairs on an island that way.
Yeah, that's the phone I've been having.
Alright.
Things, like I said, have gotten more complicated. It turns out that Scorn, through whatever channel, has effectively made himself a barony of Barghest. And he showed his face at the funeral for that admiral, amongst the other delegates and barons from other provinces. It made a definite show of it.
Somebody
Riding armor and
acting as a
clad in guard.
someone acting as a baron and then a baron, which would imply that they have considerable noble power within the empire at large, and they are also simultaneously trying to back the most anti-imperial group there is. Lovely.
Like I said, at least he probably won't get a reputation boost whatever means he achieved it through, whether it's real or not, he currently holds some form of leadership in terms of a, quote, barony of Barghest's mountain range. And if
That's
the
concerning.
Earthguard did decide to act as violent as they did, he would have made a show of loyalty for the Queen and put them down with extreme prejudice.
Fortunately, they have been convinced to stay their hand for the foreseeable future.
That's why I think we should need to reach out to them, hopefully with a better proposition. My idea, if it ever is even acted upon, is if they can be perceived as more protectors of the natural realm more than brigands, it will be an ease on how the higher class currently see them.
At
There's
least
been a
that
lot
is
of
how they
talk
see
about getting rid of them.
themselves, but again, difference of self-image versus perceived image are
And
a
what they're
standard
exposed
for
to.
life. Yes.
I'll give them some time, but I think that a second meeting will need to be made.
At least with one member, I cannot say that they are not the leader of that particular faction within the overall group that we had met with, but there is one that I had provided a promise for future contact relating to a personal matter of something of theirs in exchange for their support in our resolution towards non-escalation. But I have also given them a means to make it easier for them to send a message out towards me through my own means. Just as I have something that is recognizable to them that should allow for potentially a way to use the forest as a means to bridge the gap a bit quicker if I am able.
So is this going to cover a majority of the Earth Guard, or do we need a few individuals?
If it's a matter of sending some kind of warning or something of that, or a desire to extend an invitation to properly meet, considering there is at least a non-zero chance that someday in the future, possibly near future, we could see members of them coming here with the hope that this place will be as neutral to most incoming visitors as we presented it to be when expressing why it was valid that so many outsiders were providing them opinions on how they should run their particular operations. So there's a non-zero chance you may get that chance just by them coming here on their own volition. But I'm sure there are ways that they can be reached out to
Or
faster.
expecting permanent residence?
Cannot say. I do not know. They would not be trying to make it into a base of operations if that is what you're worried about.
Not a worry. It's limited space in the town. I'd imagine they'll stay in the nearby forest.
More than likely, they tend to be more naturally inclined, like how Twig prefers to live outside the walls, as do I.
No, who do I need to talk to find the finer details of these agreements?
I would
People have
probably
ways of finding loopholes.
I would probably say that the manner of things that were spoken about and the actual one that forced, I wouldn't say forced, but got the upper hand that allowed us to make that declaration and have them abide by it was Frey, who will already be speaking at the council meeting later. And honestly, one of the ones who was more well-spoken in the entire matter and can probably summarize things far more efficiently than I can is Tell. They actually were one of the primary speakers of everything. Tell initially got our foot in the door as far as actually speaking with the leader of this particular faction within the group. And they did it.
Given how they are, see what people wanted me to go. Not many people
and
of that demeanor are fond of fancy words.
And they did a damn good job at it too. That said, Valerian also was present, and I imagine he will probably be in the meeting as well. So, he can probably give it to you from a more, political point of view. That's much more his purview. I honestly cannot summarize these things in a way that would be understandable, because all of this is well outside my usual range. I just went there because I don't want my people to do something that gets them.
Did you find what you were looking for?
To be perfectly honest, not exactly, but I got a bit of... It was nice to see that there were more people like me out there, even if no one exactly over there probably recognized me anymore. It may not even have been the same place. I don't care. It's fun. Why are you all coming up so quietly? You gotta stop fucking doing it. Hi.
It's a talent from where we're from.
But
I wanted to ask very quickly, and I don't mean to interrupt, but I just needed to ask. Elks Manor, you were there for the excursion, yes?
Yes. I was present for the majority of everything with Elks Manor and all the mess with that. Why?
What happened at the end of it? Is the manor still standing? Or at least as far as you could recall at the end?
The manor did not collapse. The most that happened was that...
the lives he ruined if it's still standing. From what I hear, he ruined an entire island.
That island was basically as in much a condition as we got there. As we left in the same condition we got it, minus one elk and his ilk. And the only thing that really collapsed in that was that room kind of got a bit torn up when the whatever obelisks that were channeling his mana for whatever he was trying to do that I had
getting logs, Fern.
Dismantled with my own magic.
Yes, we're gonna need logs.
Okay.
But we did not raise the building.
Where?
Good.
Why?
South of the Mazoa.
A few of us are speaking to Wolfric, seeing about the feasibility of slingshotting over. We have precious little information on some of the matters that is going on at the moment, and his journals might elaborate connections to Bear and Leicester, amongst other things.
Replenishing the stores.
I see.
It's high time we got that resolved.
Well, I can tell you that there's likely not much in the way of a living soul over there anymore, because everything that was really over there was either his men or his toys.
Then it's likely to our benefit.
Though who knows if anything has moved in the long absence, or if it has been...
Let's go find her, I guess.
After all, with
I
all
didn't mean
the...
to interrupt your conversation.
Oh no, it was... me getting told exactly what I probably imagined was the case, that even though things got resolved, as far as we can say, the best that we could have tried to get with our little excursion, that it is probably not the end of that particular conversation when it comes to them.
Heard that there was a staying measure at the very least.
Yes, they
in
have.
God's activity.
The best I can say is that it was. We were able to get the upper hand in a political disagreement through a means that were mutually agreed upon. Frey was responsible for actually achieving the outcome after the ultimatum was given, and that the resolution resolved in a agreement of non-escalation. They are not going to continue to do what has been getting them so much attention.
That
I
is
should
probably
say,
for the best.
I want to specify that in the sense of non-escalation, not that they will never try to achieve their wishes another way someday in the future, but it will hopefully not be through extreme manners, especially not now, and especially not by anything that whatever Scorn egged them on to do in the first place, because that was the entire reason why they were being empowered to do so in the first place, was that they were basically fed those ideas and tips from the man himself.
I hate to say it, Elisande, but it's not the only source. Or if he is, he's feeding that sort of idea to multiple avenues, and the other avenues are more receptive.
Considering the number of different groups we had name-dropped in those letters that we had, and papers that we had deciphered from the whole Mountain Boys raid, that doesn't surprise me.
It's beyond that. We went to a meeting and rubbed elbows with a bunch of nobility. A wine meeting when we were in Ardmore. We went there for the Admiral's funeral. But it was essentially a political well-to-do. Bunch of people meeting as well. We have plenty of information from that we plan to share with the town.
Okay.
But the important thing for the purpose of our conversation is much of the nobility is questioning the Queen's edicts in regards. Particularly, one of the other topics that came up was the Ember Root shortage.
After the burning of the Ember Root Grove near Loch Tierna.
Some of the nobles, and a growing proportion of them that got more vocal, they proposed new laws that might be pushed towards the crown. They wanted to push wood elves and dryads into serfdom, as Ember Root is an essential.
What?
I know.
So you're telling me that they're just going to unilaterally decide that those of a particular race just suddenly are forced to do a particular task because some decided that they had a disagreement? Are they
just that.
out of their minds?
It's
being manipulated.
Nobles.
This makes me
not
think that the Earth Guard were
all of the
right.
nobility. Some of the nobility were pressing on the fact that it's because Ember Root is such a required source, thing for the Dragonborn.
Then they can grow it them fucking selves.
Wood elves and dryads are required for it, at least in the guise of the nobles. They want to push them into orchards, try and push the production in order to salvage what had happened. Luckily, and in good news in regards to that, the civic leaders lost their damn minds when that was brought up.
Good, because they're literally suggesting that they just effectively enforce people into what is no more
Push
than
wood elves and dryads into slavery. Yes.
exactly legalized slavery for simply being valuable to a group that they have no regard for. Because neither wood elves nor dryads have a very high opinion of dragonkin, and honestly, if that's the way they're looking at like people like me, I'm not exactly well inclined to like them much either.
I know. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to bring that up to you, so you know what the score is. But frankly, somebody might be feeding these ideas to the nobility and pushing buttons to see if they can get it to happen.
You
I
mean
don't see the crown
someone
going
like
for this.
potentially, as I heard a little bit ago, Mr. Baron Scorn?
What?
Eva?
You can imagine my joy of finding out about that little bit tidbit, considering that they were name-dropped by the Earth God, so someone who is rubbing shoulders with the very empire that the group that they are helping out and encouraging their activities would be bringing down.
He's playing every side in order to pit them against each other in order to gain as much power as possible. It is literally the most basic tactic.
Either way.
Make your enemies each other's enemies, and then you have less enemies.
From what has happened, we hopefully have at least removed the avenue of him using them to escalate that particular wave of dissent. But now I understand why Haddon was saying that probably a follow-up talk with some of their people needs to be made to make them aware of the level of how far they were being pushed to basically take the fall for this piece of work.
It's additional pretense to push those potential laws under the specific nobles who would wish for that sort of thing. Again, I don't know how deep the rot goes, and the proportion of the nobility that was there is not representative, but there is some at least decent number that would be willing to throw in with that sort of thing.
All I can say is that
This
if they did pass a law like that, there is no world where you could tell me that I would probably drop everything here and go join up with them to burn that whole thing to the ground.
I
Yeah.
understand.
I might join you.
And very much I agree from the perspective of somebody essentially trying to overthrow who is somebody who is now a baron. That being said, the pretext of those sort of things that are being put about, this is what he wants. He wants division, he wants derision, he wants to push chaos.
And distraction
This was
from
his game plan
himself.
the first time around. Yes, this is his playbook, and he's very good at it.
Our
Then-
home was his test. Our home was his first foray into it. Now he's perfected it.
Maybe.
And
Again,
not only
we
a
don't
foray,
know
it's
enough
now the
information.
stepping stone that is enabling this next attempt.
We don't know what his end game is, one way or another. We don't know if he plans to flip on the crown, we don't know if he tries to make a power grab himself, or we don't know if he's loyal to the crown and this was how he obtained the support. He showed up to that funeral. That was the announcement. He was announced as Baron of Vargas, which, by the way, has been carved out into the Vargas Mountain Barony. I didn't want to tell you
Baron of Vargas.
because I wanted you at least a measure of calm going into the meeting. I apologize.
Somehow, I would have guessed that it was something that had already been well spoken about by anyone who was there. I apologize for that being so abrupt for you finding out. I did not expect to hear that today.
You're okay. You're alright. Believe me, I didn't expect to hear about it at the event either. I expected him to be there, perhaps as Lord, but the fact that whatever went on in that meeting with the Queen, was impactful enough for him to arrive as the Baron. Now, there is one other bit of information that I was able to discern from that.
Mm-hmm.
The way he was presented was odd. He was the last Baron that was mentioned, and he was flanked by a couple of dragonkin. Large tower shields. That can mean two things. One, support for the crown, or two, a demonstration of the fact that we are keeping him in check. We have our people there with this new Baron. It could cut either way. Again, I wasn't able to speak to the Queen, she wasn't taking visitors, but I do have at least the contact of Captain Laurentis. I plan to send letters and at least warn him of some of the things that are going on. I still want that.
I would also absolutely pull on the leverage that when the council meeting happens, hopefully Valerian will be there. He has his contacts within across the Empire. They could potentially get the needed introductions in order to actually raise the concerns, especially with what we have dealt with, and could potentially give direct testimonial accounts while trying to protect those that would otherwise be unfairly targeted. I don't want to put any of the members of the Earth Guard in direct line of fire with them for pointing out the fact that their newly anointed Baron was the very one responsible for probably giving them the tips, if not even opening the opportunities for them to pull off what they did. Those places aren't exactly unattended.
And you're not entirely concerned over the fact that they might throw in with him if he decides to turn traitor, if he gives them a better option. I understand the concern with the crown, I do, and believe me, I have my own concerns about the whole thing in general, and which way I am going to go with all of this. But the fact of the matter is that if this powder keg goes off, a lot of people are going to die. On every side of this. And a lot of them get caught up in the middle.
This is going to be a conflict that's going to tear Aaron apart.
The Empire is waning. There are too many cracks, too many factions scrabbling for control, and I believe, personally, the Crown is having a hard time holding it together. Any one of these specific things can cause the whole thing to come crumbling to the ground.
At this point, those of us who went out there did our part as much as we're able to. If there's all those other groups that you're talking about and you have them identified, there are going to need to be people that need to intervene on there, and if they are as non-amicable to reason, then something will have to be done.
I have at least one angle by which to pursue. The Queen was personally deeply upset by the death of the Admiral. Apparently they'd been friends for a very long time. Might even have gone beyond that, given the reaction. Regardless, she personally flew with the Flame Bearers for the pyre. She participated in the ritual rites directly. That is not something that happens very often. And who was it, according to all the rumors, that is the common factor on how they died? The Corsairs. Who? You're coming close.
They were name dropped in those papers that we found as well.
To are now Baron Lecter and Baron Derek Scorn. If we can prove
Baron?
that he was
Apparently.
Derek Corn?
Yes.
What?
If we can
Probably
prove that
not.
connection, then we might be able to get the crown to turn on him. Maybe.
I don't want to say this too loudly, is what I'm saying.
Then probably the most is all those other points in the web that are converging in that single knot. Pull out another thread.
The nobility is close to severing ties with Astana and throwing in with Linden, because they want the trade connections at this point. They want to push the dryads. The crown is trying to hold everything together at this point and try and come up with allies. Hell, it wouldn't be surprised that she jumped at the chance of carving off the Nokma and the Azamazoan and handing it over to Scorn as a Bargist barony, which is, yes, what happened was announced at the funeral, in order to try and stabilize everything. The problem is not only on top of all of that, there was a meeting at a coffee shop in the city where civic leaders from all over the country convene. They effectively outed the nobles. pushed them out. Made it so that only the delegations from the towns were able to have a vote in the processes, and they started writing laws. Civil laws. Laws for binding the town specifically independent of the crown.
What?
So what you're saying is that there are people effectively from all walks of life actively supporting the idea of basically revolution.
Either this was a plan to rile up the citizenry and get that sort of thing out into the open, or this is something that has been a long time coming. We know that people in this town are already upset at the crown for some of the laws that have been allowed to persist. We know that that has been spreading across the land, and we know that Bargus was already mostly operating independently of the crown until very recently. There's a trend moving along. Not to mention the fact that the Trachian military is changing their combat doctrine. They're focusing on guns, cannons. They are not fighting the wars they used to fight. Any peasant can pick up a gun and kill a knight.
Change the complete face.
Great.
The citizenry is upset, and every walk of life is ready to point a gun or a blade at each other. This country, this empire, is about to burst apart at the seams if things aren't quelled. For better or worse. I don't know where this goes, but the fact of the matter is that if this powder keg goes off, thousands, hundreds of thousands more people could die.
We'll be engulfed in a civil war.
I don't know what much more I can do in this particular matter, but I have no interest in seeing everything alight and people like me be effectively the sacrifices for them to get what they want.
I know that the Earthguard has their very reasonable gripes, as do you, with the way that things have been going with the Crown. I get it, I do. And if things go sideways, we're gonna need all the allies we can get. I don't exactly endorse the behavior of the Earthguard as it stands. They've still been killing people indiscriminately. People who didn't deserve it in those caravans.
About allies? You wouldn't be very happy to know that the Earthguard is kind of working with Scorn.
Scorn. I was
Where?
Thank you.
Good, yeah.
At least, hopefully not anymore
playing
with
every
the
side as
non-escalation resolution that we
Yeah.
made them accept, but I will say there's a few of us that still have lingering points of connection that can reach out to them, myself included. And for all we know, based off what we have told them, we could have those that are associated with them potentially appear around here and there in the future. That might be a point of meeting halfway, especially if the level of the near trap they basically are walking into is laid out bare for them and they realize just how much they nearly lost everything. I'm sure they would love to get show how much they appreciate that to their once benefactor.
I will take that under advisement. The problem is that while I initially thought about the idea of gunning for Scorn in some capacity, and I've been taking measures to try and figure out if such a thing is feasible. Open conflict against a Baron.
Not an option.
Agreed. That not only gets the
There
Baron
can be
coming down on us,
different ways of if they are able to if they're able to channel their displeasures in a way that doesn't outright involve conflict but is a war of appearances and making things known that he would otherwise not want to be in the public eye.
Yeah.
That could potentially be an avenue you could work with. I'm sure they have their ways of
Layla,
doing so.
go head to the council meeting. Head to the council office so we can convene.
Right.
Let's walk.
Yes.
Layla, you wanted to talk before we go in there.
I did. Yeah.
If you speak for a moment, I'll meet you all over there. We will.
What a fucking mess.
Right. First off, I'm glad to see you again. I mean,
Do it regardless. Do you know any students that might know the symbol?
Hi, I believe I saw Ames show up. Can you check if they're going to be intending to be that vampire character of theirs that people wanted? Yeah, Frey. I remember
Freya
people
once.
were wanting to have her talk to Elisande, and I'd like to get that out of the way because I'm starting to feel the possible migraine stuff kick back in. I'm probably gonna hop out soon, so I don't want to miss my chance for another 2 weeks because I won't be in next week due to TwitchCon travel.
I will check. I don't know if Faye is actually even intending. 1 second.
Just check real quick if you could. The matter is a burden of proof, Bulby.
Okay. So, likely the situation, Faye would not be in this session, but they can.
Okay.
Well, basically, message Ames and they'll work for a time for something to
Yeah,
happen.
I'll do, because I know there are people wanting her to talk regarding the story beat regarding the vampires and possible dryad connection thing. But yeah, I'll have to plan it probably a few weeks out then, since I probably won't be. Yeah, we'll talk about
mostly Faye only, yeah, because mostly Faye only shows up mostly at night, usually in the dark, due to very sensitive to light. So I think it might be something to plan with her.
Yeah, it'd have to be planned ahead, especially since I probably am gonna hop out here in a bit, because my gringo bear.
You're good. Go take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. This changes a lot of things, though. Even further reason to not stick my neck out too far, I suppose. If I am just a resource to some of these people playing their games. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah?
Doing alright?
I have learned very unpleasant things from those who went to that whole event or whatever in Ardmore. Especially what some hot-headed nobles seem to think is an appropriate idea to propose for, among others, my kind to be effectively, they said it in much nicer words, but enslaved for their purposes, just because they want something and don't apparently care about the freedoms of others in the process. I don't know, it makes me, hearing things like that makes me think the Earth got it right, this empire should be destroyed.
What exactly did happen? Why would anyone be thinking that now?
Excellent question. I cannot summarize in a meaningful way. The ones who were actually there and were present for all those political meetings got all the big details, but the big shining knot of threads in the middle of all of it is that Scorn person who has been elevated to the position of Baron of the Barghast, basically the barony of the Barghast Mountains and whatnot. Yeah, they've certainly turned a little power grab over a city into a power grab into the high courts of the nobility. And it probably isn't stopping there, considering the amount of people that are being played for unwitting, or worse, probably witting puppets to play his little games for him while he sits on the seat of power.
That twisted man is the reason why people had to flee, most likely.
Yep. Would not surprise me.
And that's...
And given what given what those laws that they were trying to pass regarding the Wood Elves and Dryads, that's very likely why he was entreating with the Earthguard to encourage them to increasingly more notable and violent acts against the Empire's interests, to set them up as the perfect thing to stomp out, to get that political win and get that law passed with those who would support it because of their actions.
Sounds like he just doesn't really get, he just create a second burning.
Oh, he would certainly get something alright. I assure you, if a law like that were actually if a law like that were actually passed, I would be immediately taking their side in all of that, and I would probably not be nice about it.
I'm not sure if you guys have been using them, but
hell, I would probably get the entire Vale against them.
What's the word? Active when it comes to restocking the.
It's the same reason why the Order of the Wolf has been scattered about now.
Oh, okay. So
my people have been placed in danger because of him.
Don't push yourself, though. If you can, you can. If not, you're not. It's alright. I don't want to feel like you need
They're
to.
probably talking about right now, but he needs to be dealt with, but the only way to do so now with his current status is to go after the people that he has his hands on right now. Because they're the only points of evidence and smoking guns that we have.
testing potions.
Sorry, are we using them for mana potions?
Okay.
That said, I've had more than enough revelations just upon returning to town. I just need time to rest and blow off this wave of absolute burning hatred that I want to just hit something or someone over this news.
I mean, I'm the same, but
I would never hit
try to
you,
keep your
you're
chin up.
fine.
Although from what I was told
Unless
about,
unless
some
your name unless your name is Scorn, I'm not hitting you.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Try to keep your.
I don't think that's the name of mine, but I'll keep it private if I do. Find out. Anyway.
Try to keep your chin up.
Easier said than done, I'm afraid, Quill, but I'll try. Never have I been happier that I have you to turn to, my friends. For once, I am actually happy to be out of the eyes of the majority.